Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. So, yes, I'm in the office, but no, I'm not sweaty yet. I actually wanted to get a few things done before my workout today, so my workout's getting pushed back by 30 minutes. So I figured I'd go live with you guys first, so I can get this message across because I just finished reading a couple minutes ago. But I had to pay a couple bills, and I wanted to get organized for my work day today. I had to answer a couple emails and send a couple emails out to make sure some returned products were received by the company and things like that. So I did a couple things, got a little sidetracked. So anyways, so everything's getting pushed back. But today's workout is going to be arms, abs, and ass. Good morning, Mom. So I did a little reading in my book, and what I read today was all about self-love. Good morning, Amanda. So it was all about self-love. So, and on here a lot we talk about self-love and how important self-love is. And it's something that I still learn on a daily. I still need to be reminded on a daily, all about self-love. So because of the importance of it, and because I feel it just needs to be talked about a lot more because it's so important. And what I read today, the title of it was, Hi Daddy, I didn't think he'd be awake yet. Yay, I get my daddy on my lives in the morning now, seeing that he is temporarily unemployed. Good morning, everyone on Instagram. I see you hopping on. Good morning. Happy Friday. So the topic and the title of today's, which is day 48, is the day that we're on in our book. It says, self-love is not about how I look or what I do. It's about how I live. Just that title alone was like, because it's so true, right? And when guys, check it out. I started putting earrings back in my second and third hole. Mom, I haven't worn these in forever. And let me tell you why. And this is going to show you how OCD I am. So see how perfect this side is? And there's a nice space in between the earrings. Well, this side, they didn't get it so perfect. And they're like right on top of each other, and it's driving me crazy. But I love wearing my other holes in my ears. So I'm thinking about going to the mall and seeing if they can fix this one by putting it, like right next to the other hole, enough so they won't go together. But that way there's a little bit of a space, and then I'll wear them more often because I love it. I love the look. I've had it since I was, how old was I, Mom? Like 16 when I got the second and third hole done. But they didn't do as great of a job over here, which means I didn't do great of a job looking at the dots. I probably didn't have my earrings in, so it was hard to tell, but whatever. That's a whole other story. I love piercings. I love tattoos, as you guys can tell. So I used to have my nose pierced, my tongue pierced, my belly pierced. I used to have the cartilage pierced, all sorts of crazy stuff. But I'm very OCD, so I haven't worn it. But yesterday we went shopping, and I found these earrings, and I was like, oh, those are perfect. It actually came with 3. But I usually like to wear like a little dangly one in the front. But anyways, I digress. So self-love, right? Sometimes a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves to look a certain way. Especially in the industry that I'm in, people focus more on, hey, Jason, congrats on the pregnancy of you and Erica. So a lot of people, like in my industry, they focus a lot on what they look like. And trust me, I go there too sometimes. And it's more about that they want to look a certain way. And not about that they want to feel a certain way. So, hey, Allie. So I try to get down to the bottom of, why do you want to look like that? Like, is it just because that's what society says you should look like at your age? Because I'll tell you, society doesn't say I should look the way I look at 42. I don't care. It's not about how I look. It's about how I feel. And, for years I had what I called the stomach belt. And every time I sat down, some of my stomach would go over my pants like a belt. And I hated, I hardly ever wore jeans because they would push into my stomach even more. So then when I sat down, I really had a stomach belt. Hey, Tracy. So give me a thumbs up or a heart if you know what I'm talking about with the whole stomach belt issue. I'll give you guys a second. Make sure I have my hydration ready for my sweat fest. Today's gonna be crazy. It's a full hour. So, okay, I see the hearts and stuff coming across. Okay, so you guys know what I'm talking about with the stomach belt. So I hated that feeling. So for me, that was my focus, was to tone and flatten my stomach because I didn't like the feel of a stomach belt. I don't like the feel of things. Yes, muffin top, that too. Some people call it a fupa. There's all sorts of different names for it, but I couldn't stand the feel of it. And one thing I could say is over the last year and a half, I've gotten it off, and that belt has not come back. I've maintained it. Like this last round of the 80 days that I'm doing, I think today's like 42 or 43, something like that. But I've maintained that belt not coming back. Normally when I finish a program, I get a little lax and the belt comes back. But it hasn't come back, so I've been able to maintain it, which is a plus. That means I'm sticking pretty good to my Times Nutrition. But so for me, that's a look. But for me, it was the feel. I didn't want to feel my stomach belt come about when I either sat on the back of the bike with Alex or sat down to watch a movie. Like I would wear comfy, baggy sweatpants to the movie theater because I didn't want to feel uncomfortable the entire time sitting in a movie. I wouldn't like to wear jeans to go out to dinner because you sit down the whole time for dinner and then you're eating, which makes your stomach a little bit bigger. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I worked really hard on my midsection because I'm working hard on my nutrition. It's not easy. Last night I had a chocolate chip cookie, but you know what? With the mindful eating group that I'm in right now, it's teaching me self-love with food. I told myself, you know what? I'm going to give myself a little treat. My daughter wanted to bake cookies last night, and I was going to do groceries today, so I told her, let's just go now. We'll do groceries. We'll get you a thing. You could bake some cookies. And that's what we did. Her and I went and spent a little time together. We got the groceries done. Then she came home, and while I put groceries away, she baked cookies. And I let myself have one. And you know why? Because it's okay to have a little treat now and then. And my next treat won't be until my birthday on Tuesday. So, you know, it's okay to live life. You don't have to be deprived. And that's self-love. Not depriving yourself all the time. Enjoying life. Self-love is how you live. Not how you look. Not what you do. How you live. Which, how you live is kind of what you do, but you guys know what I mean. So, loved this chapter. It was day 48 in our mantra book, and for those that each chapter is only like a minute or 2 minutes long, so because each chapter is one day. Today I read 2. The first one really didn't stick out to me to talk to you guys about, but today this one did. But it says, when we lack self-love, we tend to feel more guilt and pressure. We often focus on our insecurities instead of our strengths. Give me a thumbs up or a heart if that's you. Do you focus more on the things you can't do instead of the things that you can do or the things that you do really well? That's me sometimes. And I find that when I focus that way, that's negative mentality. And because of that negative mentality, I don't do well. I don't do well at all. So let's read. But we definitely need to focus more on how you feel. Live a life more of what feels good inside instead of, you know, focusing on looks. Focus more on the feeling. Focus more on living life from the inside. And that's going to manifest itself on the outside. It's the same thing that I tell my Virtual Fit Club members. Focus more on changing your body on the inside, meaning what you put into it. Drink your superfood shake every day. Pick the proper food. Drink lots of water. Focus on like the veggies and things like that. Fill up on that good stuff and the protein before you even get to the carb portion of your meal. That way you'll be a little bit full and you won't eat as much of the carb portion. Our body does need carbs. So those meal plans that you guys are eating that have no carbs. Hey Susan, good morning. How are you? No carbs and things like that. Let me tell you, I was that person. I stayed away from carbs. I stayed away from sugars. Then I did this 80-day program. I was scared shitless to put carbs into my body. You can ask the girls that I started my group with. I was afraid of carbs because me and carbs don't mix. And when I say me and carbs, I mean my core. I was afraid for my stomach belt to come back. I was scared. But as I tell all of my group members, I needed to trust the process. I needed to trust the program, and I needed to trust the creator of the program that she knows what she's talking about. Good morning, Alicia. So I followed it 100%, the meal plan, and I have never had the core that I have now and that I had when I finished the program. And I ate carbs, people. Stop depriving your body. It's gonna make you sick. I know a couple people that, you know, go vegan or go paleo and end up having protein problems with their body. And like, you guys were meant to eat certain foods. You know, foods? What are foods? Foods. So we have to really self-love. Give your body what it needs. Nourish it from the inside, and the outside will show as happy as it is on the inside. So if you fuel your body correctly, the outside is going to show that it's fueled correctly. Your hair is going to be healthier. Your skin's going to glow. You know, your skin, like I used to get like bumps and stuff right here. Like it's just so different. And it's because the inside is happy. And it's the same thing with self-love and living a happy self-love life, is that when you feel good on the inside, it manifests to the outside. That it comes out on the outside. So here's the mantra that I want you guys to repeat to yourselves a few times today. So then that way you can help yourself with the self-love. It says, how I feel is more important than how I look. Instead of focusing on my insecurities, I make an active choice to align my heart and my thoughts with love. I know that self-love is about taking steps daily to care for myself and accept myself as I am. I am a beautiful child of the universe, and the universe makes no mistakes. I accept myself and choose to live my life with intent, joy, and ease. Good morning, Debbie. I'm going to read that one more time, you guys. This is amazing. And I will take a screenshot and I will put it in the comments for you guys. So if you want to save the picture, print it out, put it on your mirror as a positive affirmation to read every morning while you're brushing your teeth. Yes, those are things I do. I actually had my kids taking dry erase markers and writing positive affirmations on their mirror. So when they were getting ready for school, they were starting with a positive mindset. Which works great too. Dry erase markers and mirrors are the best. But it says, again, how I feel is more important than how I look. Instead of focusing on my insecurities, I make an active choice to align my heart and thoughts with love. I know that self-love is about taking steps daily to care for myself and accept myself as I am. I'm a beautiful child of the universe, and the universe makes no mistakes. I accept myself and choose to love my life with intent, joy, and ease. I love it. I love it. Love that, Susan. You've got to love yourself, guys. It's not selfish to love yourself. Self-love is so important. You need to self-love before you love others. So I do have a call to action for you today. Something I want you to think about is, how can you show yourself more today? Show up for yourself more. How can you do that? How can you be there more for you today? Just some food for thought. Call to action is to think about how you can show up more for yourself today and make it an amazing Friday, which in turn is going to make it an amazing weekend. So I want you guys to go out there today, have a wonderful day. I'm going to start my workout because my superfood shake is all digested in my body, so I don't have to worry about listening to it go. I don't know if you guys are like that, but if you drink something and then you move around, all you hear is that funky noise in your belly. So I need to give time for my shake to digest before I actually start exercising. So it is about that time. I have my hydration drink ready. Guys, this is better than Gatorade because it doesn't have all the sugar that actually makes you more thirsty. So it's like, I call it my healthy Gatorade, but it helps replenish the electrolytes that I sweat out during my workouts. I think my daughter's awake, which means her puppy woke her up to eat breakfast. Good morning, Q. Hi. Good morning. You sleepyhead. It's summertime, so you sleep later. So I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.